Good morning, everybody.
I hope everyone is doing well.
Start trickling in. I'm going to give you some time just to get your mat set up and ready. I am Audrey from Pilates Plus of Schaumburg, and we'll be hosting this morning's beginner Pilates mat session. So happy to see everybody. I'm just going to have you lay out your mat, take your time, get set up in a comfortable place. We're going to start in our crisscross applesauce position. So you can sit down on your mat, start to breathe. I'm just going to run through a few things just to give everyone some more time to set up and get ready. If you need modifications throughout this, I will give them verbally, but you can always grab like a couch pillow or a big squishy blanket. And when we're sitting up in this Pilates or in your crisscross applesauce position, you can either take that pillow under your glutes, under your sits bones to help support and maintain a nice long spine, or you could do the same thing with that big squishy blanket. Or if you're up against a wall, you can just place your back up against the wall to help you have that extra added support. But trickle in, get ready, and I'm just going to run through our Pilates principles because I will cue them throughout the session and we'll bring them up. So it's just good to get them stuck in your brain and know them all good. So first we have awareness. And next we have breath centering. Those two go hand in hand. Throughout this session, I want you to be aware of what you're doing, and I always want you to be breathing throughout this. So taking nice big inhales through your nose and nice big exhales through your mouth. I don't care when you're inhaling and exhaling through an exercise, as long as you're breathing, that's what I'm happy about. Just because it's a beginner class, so I'm not gonna force you to breathe a certain way. Sometimes Pilates instructors will have you inhale at the easiest and exhale at the hardest, but as long as you're breathing, that's what I'm concerned about. And then we have our three big principles which all coincide with one of each other. So we have alignment, stability, and mobility. So we always, like we're starting here, we want to have a nice long spine. We want to be in alignment. We don't want to be sinking into one hip or sinking into one shoulder. And we want to have stability and mobility. So throughout this, some exercises are one portion of our body will be stable while the other is mobile. So we just want to be aware of which portion of our body is frozen and the other one is doing the movement. That way we can start from that core and work outwards. And then we have our opposition, which I just mentioned was working outwards. We will do our double leg extension today. And that's having our arms reach in one direction and our legs reach in the opposite direction, which makes that core work harder. So reaching further in opposition is going to get that core fired up more. And then we have our control. The last four all go together. We have control, focus, precision, and flow. So Pilates is all about being aware of what you're doing and flowing through each movement like you're going with the wind. We never want it to be static. We want to make every movement flow into one another, but I will give us chances to breathe and stretch throughout this session since this is a beginner session, and you always take everything at your own pace. I always want you to listen to your body. Maybe I'm doing 10 of an exercise, but you feel like maybe I can only do 5 really good ones. I would rather see you have 5 really good ones as opposed to 10 mediocre ones. I always want you to listen to your body, whatever feels good for your body. And if you need to stretch before I cue a stretch, you go for it. This is for you guys. So you take it at your own pace. And it's Saturday morning, so take it at your own pace. Maybe we'll go a little slower, but we'll get all the fun stuff in today. So I hope everyone is trickled in. Again, my name is Audrey from Pilates Plus of Schaumburg. We are going to start in our crisscross applesauce position just so we can warm it up, breathe it out before we lay down and get ready. So I'm going to have us take the backs of our hands on our knees, roll those shoulders back and down, nice long spine, lace up that rib cage, because even here we're gonna work through that core. And we're gonna take big, deep breaths. So take a big inhale and scoop those hands up to the sky, elongate through that spine, and exhale and melt, let those shoulders roll back and down. Inhale and scoop. Big deep breaths here, and melt and lower. Let's just do 2 more. Big inhale, and exhale. Last one, big inhale. On your way down, freeze your hands out to the side. Here's us reaching in opposition, getting those opposing forces. We are going to be stable in our hips down, but mobile in our hips up, working through our rib cage to articulate to the right, bringing it back to center, and then to the left. So see how when I'm reaching, my legs aren't coming with me. We want that opposition to really cinch those waists and work through those obliques here. Big deep breaths. Nice big inhales and exhales. Try to elongate the space from your earlobes to your shoulders because your neck is an extension of your spine, so we always want that to be nice and long as well. 3 more sets. 2. Last set. Last side, keeping the arms out to the side. Place that right hand down on your mat or the floor below you and take this left one up and over. We're getting a nice big side stretch to stretch out those obliques that we just worked. And even here, elongate the space from your earlobe to your shoulder. Reach that arm over like a nice little rainbow. And take nice big inhales and exhales here. 2 more big inhale and release. Last one, big inhale and exhale, scoop it back up to center, and let's place the left hand down, right arm reaching over like that little rainbow, elongating the space from your earlobe to your shoulder, giving that nice big stretch down by your side and your obliques. And really melt and release here. It's always good to stretch before, during, and after these workouts and throughout the day. Let's take 2 more breath cycles. Big inhale and exhale. Last one, big inhale and exhale, scoop it back up to the top. Let those arms rest down. And now we're gonna get into our session this morning. So I'm going to have us extend our legs long on our mat, and we're gonna start in a laying position. So just lay down in a nice comfortable position. We're gonna be in a nice neutral. So that means that our ankles, our knees, and our hips are all in line. And I had a problem with this last week, so I'm just gonna take it down so it doesn't fall on me again. It's a pretty background, but let's not have that technical difficulty. So now we're laying down, getting nice and ready for this. Our ankles, our knees, our hips are nice and in line. Arms are long and strong, and all we're gonna do is take 5 big breaths here. So we're gonna take an inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, and that is called the breath cycle. So we'll just do 4 more. Big inhale and exhale. Big inhale through your nose. And exhale, and always make sure your exhale lasts longer than your inhale to calm your body. 2 more, big inhale and exhale, reaching those arms long and strong. Big inhale and exhale. Staying in this nice neutral position here, we are going to do our spine imprints to help warm up our core and make sure that we're staying in that imprinted spine position the whole time. That way our core is always working. So sometimes when you're laying down, you can fit your opposite arm through your lower back. We call that your mouse house. We don't want your mouse house. We want to imprint that spine. So feel that extreme, open up that rib cage to the sky just to feel that big opposition, and take an inhale, and on your exhale, imprint that spine. Now there's no way, no hands are reaching through, and you feel your core fired up. And take a big inhale, reach in that opposition, let that rib cage fall open, and then exhale, imprint that spine, pull up that pelvic floor, drive that belly button down into your spine. And big inhale to just release, get that big stretch in opposition. And exhale, imprint that spine, pull up that pelvic floor, drive that belly button down into your spine. Let's just do 3 more. Big inhale, reach in opposition, let that rib cage fall open. And exhale, imprint that spine. You can feel that core start to fire up right away. 2 more, big inhale, reach in opposition, let that rib cage fall open. And exhale, lace that rib cage up like the back of a wedding dress or some shoelaces. And last one here, big inhale to get that opposition, and exhale. Now we feel what it's like to stay imprinted, and we want to hold that position throughout all of our exercises. And I will always cue to remind us because sometimes we'll fall out of it. But let's do some knee waves here to warm up that core. So as opposed to being in your neutral position, these legs are going to be glued together like I saran wrapped you. And we are going to do some knee waves. So all you're going to do is drop those knees to the left, and you get that nice big stretch down through your spine, and you stretch out through those abdominals. Fire up from your obliques to take the knees up and over to the opposite side to get that same nice big deep stretch. And then each time you bring it up and over, fire up from those obliques to switch. And now we'll take these just at a little quicker of a pace. Still breathing here, nice big inhales and exhales. Because even in our stretching, I want us to stay engaged and stay working. So working from these obliques is going to cinch up that waist. Big deep breaths. Nice big inhales and exhales. Let's keep breathing through this just for 2 more sets. Take this at your own pace. Let's do last set. Fire up from those obliques, last side, and bring it back to center. Beautiful. Returning back to our neutral position, hips, knees, ankles, all in line. Legs are separated by a fist distance width apart. Arms are long and strong. Let's take another big inhale to let that rib cage fall open. And exhale, imprint that spine, lace up that rib cage. Let's stay in this engaged position. Arms are long and strong, and we are going to send your right leg long out to the mat in front of you. Naturally, the back of our foot is straight up to the sky, but we're going to work on our external rotation, which gets those inner thighs big time. So all that you're going to do is start rotating right from this hip and try to tap that pinky toe down onto that mat. And bring it back to center. And keep those toes pointed to stay engaged. Rotate right from the hip and bring it back to center. And tap and lift. And starting this right from that right hip and engaging from the inner thighs and even squeezing down into those glutes and the hamstrings. So we're going to work through this entire leg here. Keep breathing, imprinting that spine, no little mouse house. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing this right knee back to neutral, bringing it right back into your little pyramid position so we can send the left leg long out in front of you. Again, naturally the back of your foot is straight up to the sky, but we're working on that external rotation here. So right from the inner thigh, squeeze and wrap and rotate, tap that pinky toe onto the mat if you can, and bring it back up. And open, and bring it back up. Big deep breaths here. Taking it at your own pace. Make sure that mouse house doesn't peek through. Keep that core engaged and breathe through this. Let's just do 3, 2, work through that inner thigh. Last 1, bring it back to your neutral position. Let's send that right leg long to meet your left. These legs are glued together like I saran wrapped you again. And this time, we're gonna rotate into our Pilates stance position. And all that means is that the heels are glued, but the toes are open, fist distance width apart. So both of these legs are gonna be rotating at once. Starting from the inner thighs, squeezing and wrapping down, rotate, try and tap those pinkies down onto that mat, and bring it back into your neutral. And rotate right from those hips, so our hips up are stable, our hips down is mobile. This is our opposition here. Keep those heels glued together and fire up from those inner thighs. Big deep breaths. No little mouse house. Keep pulling that belly button down into your spine. Breathe through this for your 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Relaxing in your nice neutral position. Let's flex those feet and point and flex and point, just because we want to stretch out through these toes, because if they start to cramp up, we need to drink more water, and our toes have just been pointed for so long, we need to give them a little rest. So nice big deep breaths here. 2 more before we circle those ankles in one direction. So keep those toes pointed and circle those ankles in one direction. Big deep breaths. We always want to stretch from the tippy tops of our heads all the way down to our little toes. Last one, and reverse that direction. Big deep breaths. Big inhales and exhales here. Last one, all the way around, bringing it back to your neutral position. Let's peel those legs back up and into our pyramid position. We are going to hug this right knee into our chest. Big deep breaths. This left leg can stay bent if you want to be modified, but if you feel like you can handle it and you're a little bit more advanced, this left leg can grow nice and long. We are going to extend this right toe straight up to the sky. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, this is going to be hard for you. You can always use your hands for support, or you can always bring it down to your tabletop position. But always try to release and melt into that stretch. And we are again going to work on our external rotation. So naturally, I'm looking directly at the back of my foot, but I want to take that external rotation so I can peek at that heel and bring it back to that neutral. Open, so I can look at that heel, bring it to your neutral. Start right from that inner thigh, squeeze down into your glutes, work through those hamstrings. And you're just rotating right from this hip. The rest of the body is stable. And even though this is a tiny little movement, it really works that inner thigh, works that booty, and works that hamstring. Let's do 3, 2, and hold it in your external rotation. Eyesight up at your belly button if you want to make it harder for your core. If not, always feel free to rest that head down or use your pillow for support if you would like. And we're going to work through this external rotation. Holding that external rotation, lower this leg 2 inches. Big inhale and exhale. Lower 2 inches. Big inhale and exhale. Lower 2 inches. Big inhale and exhale. Lower 2 inches. Big inhale and exhale. Reverse lift for 2. Inhale and exhale. Lift for 2. Inhale and exhale. Lift. Drive that belly button down and lift. And lift. And now lower and lift this leg for 10. Really work through that quad here. Big deep breaths. Drive that belly button down into your spine to work through that core. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Hug this knee into your chest. Let that head rest down if it was up. Nice, big, deep breaths here. In through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And we're gonna take this right leg bent and across our body, and our arms are gonna reach in opposition, taking your eyesight with those fingertips so you get this nice big stretch through your spine. 3 breath cycles here. Big inhale and exhale. Nice big inhale. And again, always take your exhale longer than your inhale. Last one, big inhale and exhale to release. Bringing it back to your center. Bring this left knee bent back in if it was long. And now let's hug this left knee into your chest. And again, if you want to be modified, if your hamstrings are tight, you can keep this right leg bent. But if you want to be a little bit more advanced this morning, you can send that that right leg long. And that's just reaching our limbs in opposition. It just makes it harder for our core to hold on. So you get more core work when you send those legs nice and long. But listen to your body and take it at your own pace. Same exact sequence on this side. So let's extend that left leg up to the sky. And again, you can use your hands for support or always bring it back down to your tabletop position if your hamstrings are tight. And let's work on that external rotation. So I'm naturally looking at the back of my foot and I want to see that heel and back to your neutral and rotate and relax and drive that belly button down into your spine. Work through that core. Little tiny movement, but it's working those inner thighs, working that booty. 3, 2, hold the external rotation so I'm always looking at my heel, eyesight at my belly button if I wish, or my head is down. Lower this leg 2 inches, take a big inhale and exhale, lower 2 inches, big inhale and exhale, lower 2 inches, big inhale and exhale, lower 2 inches, big inhale and exhale, back up, arms are nice and long and strong. Lift again, big inhale and exhale, lift, breathe and lift. Last one, lift and lower and lift for 10. Drive that belly button down into your spine, work through this quad. Breathe through this. 4 more, power through. 3, 2, 1, hug that knee into your chest, rest your head down if it was up. Nice big inhales and exhales here. And let's take now this left leg across your body to the right, reaching those hands and those eyesight follows in the opposite direction to get this nice long stretch through your spine. You even get a nice big stretch through your glutes here. Melt and release and breathe. Take it at your own pace, big inhales and exhales. 1 more breath cycle here, big inhale and exhale to release. Bringing it back to center, scooping this right knee back into your pyramid position if it was long. And we are going to go through some 100. So this is really going to work through your core. Since we're at beginner level, I am going to have us cut our 100s in half. So all that means is that I count to 50 as opposed to 100. So you don't have to do anything here but breathe and follow along. Our first round, we're still going to be working through that external rotation. It's very, very important. So our knees come to our tabletop position, and I'll angle myself just so you guys can see. We're going to work in the external rotation, so flex those feet and externally rotate. So you see my heels are together, my toes are fist distance width apart, and my knees are going to be right in line with my shoulders. And I'm going to go back to my neutral position. Everyone's going to start hands up to the sky. The legs are going to be frozen in this position. Your arms can just reach long and you can do your 100 like this. However, if you want it to be harder for your core, you just reach those fingertips longer and your eyesight comes to that belly button. If you ever get tired or get a pull in your neck, always feel free to rest down or use that pillow for support. So holding this Pilates stance position, this is called our like froggy. Hands up to the sky. Big inhale, exhale, out to your 100 so you can inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hug those knees in, rest that head down. Big deep breaths. We're just gonna do 4 breath cycles here. Since I keep breathing, but I'm just gonna keep talking as always. Because we cut our 100 in half to do a 50, I am going to have us finish out that 50. We are gonna gradually build up to our 100. So each time our legs are gonna get into a little bit of a harder position, which just means that you're gonna have to work your core more. But if you ever feel like you need to go back to our start position or even down to our tabletop position or anything like that, feel free, because Pilates is a progression exercise, so it builds on top of each other and gets harder and harder, but always take it at your own pace. So we're gonna do what we just did one more time through so we can finish out that 100. So starting your knees in your tabletop position, flex those feet. Externally rotate to your Pilates stance, heels glued, feet or fists width apart. Those knees are directly in line with your shoulders. Hands up to the sky. Your eyesight can either come up to your belly button to make it harder, or your head can rest down. Big inhale, exhale out to your 100, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Hug it in. Rest that head down. Big deep breaths. Let's rock from side to side here. Just to massage out through that spine. So we are not done with our 100s yet. Our next round will be a little bit harder for our leg position, but everything else will be the same. Still cutting that 100 in half to do the 50, then we rest, and then we finish that 50 out. Let's take one more breath cycle. Nice big inhale and exhale to release. Beautiful. Freeze it in your neutral position. Tabletop legs. Send those legs straight up to the sky. Again, if your hamstrings are super tight, you can be a little bent behind those knees. No worries, you'll get there eventually. Or if you feel more comfortable, keep it in your tabletop turned out position that we were in. But if you want to upgrade a little bit, toes are up to the sky and externally rotate to your Pilates stance position. So again, I'll turn to the side. My heels are glued together, my toes are distance width apart, my inner thighs are fired up, and my booty's holding on big time. Same thing, let's start out with a 50. Arms up to the sky, your eyesight can either come up to your belly button for added ab work, or your head can rest down. Holding that turned out Pilates stance position, inhale, exhale up to your 100. Let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hug it in. Rest that head down. Big inhales and exhales here. Just to calm your body. Remember that exhale is longer than your inhale. And we are going to just power through another round of that after 2 more breath cycles. Nice big inhale and exhale. Last one, nice big inhale and exhale to release. Same thing. Your toes are straight up to the sky, turn out your Pilates stance, or you're in your tabletop, wherever you want to be and whatever your body can handle this morning. So regardless, wherever you're at, you're turned out to that Pilates stance position to work those inner thighs. Hands up to the sky. Big inhale, exhale out to your 100. And let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hug it in. Rest that head down. And let's rock from side to side. Massage out through your spine. Big, deep breaths here. We only have one more round. And our last round, we are going to do a 100 all the way through, and our legs will be all the way angled out at our 100. But if you want to be modified, you can keep those legs straight up to the sky where we just were, or bring it back down to your little tabletop froggy position. It's all up to you, and I'm going to count all the way through the 100 this time. But if you feel like you want to only do 50 and take a rest while I'm counting the other half, totally good with me. Or if you want to do 50, take a rest for 30, come back in for the last 20 seconds. It's all up to you. Listen to your body. This is going to be big core work here. And throughout this, make sure you're breathing. So start those knees in your tabletop position. Open up to your little froggy position. Heels glued, fists distance width apart with those toes, knees in line with your shoulders. Arms up to the sky. What you're going to do here, you're going to take a big inhale, exhale. Everything grows nice and long. Legs out at that 45-degree position. And let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway there. Keep inhaling. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hug it in. Rest that head down. And let's rock from side to side. Beautiful, big, deep breaths. Release and relax. I know that one's a little bit harder than the rest, but breathe through this. Big inhales and exhales, and rock from side to side to massage out through that spine. Inhale through your nose, and big exhale through your mouth to calm and relax your body. 3 more breath cycles, and then we're going to rock and roll ourselves up. So keep breathing and exhale and relax. Big inhale and exhale. Last one, big inhale and exhale to release. Let's freeze it. Wrap those hands around on your hamstrings. And let's rock and roll yourself all the way up to your seated position. Now we are going to do some, it's not a full roll up, it is like halfway. That way we stay engaged the entire time. We're going to start with our little half roll ups to warm it up and lay the foundation, and then we'll get into a couple rounds of our full ones. So in our seated position, like we started in the beginning, I'm going to have us be in a neutral position with those legs. So the ankles, the knees, the hips, they are all in line. No slouchy here. We want a nice long spine, lacing that rib cage up, rolling those shoulders back and down. And again, this is going to be a progression exercise here. So our first round is our easiest, not easiest, they're all hard, but this is level 1. Hands on your hamstrings, and we're going to start by feeling the little tiny tennis ball in our belly button. And that's going to help us get this C curve that I want. So you're going to take a big inhale, exhale, picture that little tennis ball in your belly button so you can exhale, scoop it down, and you are just going to roll down until you tap those shoulder blades, and then roll it right back up. And those hands are on the hamstrings to help. Now we're just going to do a few sets here. So let's just do 5 more. We'll do 6 in each. Rolling it back, tapping the shoulder blades, and scoop to lift.
Nice long spine each time. C curve, scoop and roll it down one vertebrae at a time.
Tap those shoulder blades and lift to scoop.
And those feet are staying glued down onto your mat like I duct taped them. Let's do 3 more here.
Scoop and roll it down with that C curve. Tap those shoulder blades and scoop to lift up.
Nice long spine.
2 more. Exhale, melt, 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 melt. One vertebrae down at a time, and then scoop and lift. Use those hamstrings for help. One last round here. Exhale, C curve, roll it down. Tap the shoulder blades, scoop to lift it back up.
Beautiful. Take a nice big inhale, exhale here, roll those shoulders back and down. Now our arm position is going to be a little bit different. This time they're reaching straight out in front of you. Now you don't have the support of your hamstrings to hold on. This is going to make it harder because we're reaching our energy further in opposition. But if you ever need those hamstrings for help, feel free. You really want to glue those feet down so you're working through the core. Same principles. Start with that tennis ball in your belly button, C curve. Roll it down. One vertebrae at a time. Tap the shoulder blades. Scoop and lift, 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 lift. Nice long spine. Scoop and roll it down. Tap those shoulder blades. Lift, 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 lift. Bring it up. Nice long spine each time. Each vertebrae stacked.
Scoop and release. Breathe through this. Exhale, lift, 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 lift.
3 more here. Taking it at your own pace. Making sure
that those shoulders are down. Lift, 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 lift.
Beautiful. 2 more. Work through those upper abdominals.
Lower it down. Control, control, control. That way you're working that core both directions. The last one here. Roll it down. Control, control, control. Tap and lift and scoop.
Beautiful. Let those hands rest down on those knees just so we can take 1 breath cycle here.
Nice big inhale
and exhale. And our last round here is going to be the hardest. This time we're reaching the hands straight up to the sky. So that when we're working our core and our arms are straight up to the sky, that puts more energy up above us to work those upper abdominals even more. So if you want to challenge yourself, reach those hands up to the sky, or you can always be nice and long, or you can always have those hands on your hamstrings. Listen to your body. Hands up to the sky if you want to challenge yourself. Make sure those shoulders are rolled back and down. Start from that belly button and C curve. Scoop, 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 scoop. The arms naturally fall down. Tap the shoulder blades and lift and reach those hands back up to the sky. Nice long spine. 5 more. Exhale. C curve. Scoop. Keep those feet glued down onto the mat. Tap and lift. Use those fingertip energies to help lift. And exhale. Breathe through this. Tap and exhale, lift, lift, lift. Big deep breaths here. Scoop it down and lift. Control on both directions. We have 2 more here. Scoop right from that belly button. Breathe through this. Tap those shoulder blades and lift right back up to the sky. 1 more. Lower it down. Tap the shoulder blades and lift right back up to the sky. Let those hands fall down on your mat. Send those legs nice and long. Point those toes. We're going to give ourselves a nice big stretch. So start with those hands up to the sky. Reach as high as you can. Feel like you're really lifting out from that rib cage. And then up and over like a rainbow. Reach for those toes. You get that nice big stretch behind the backs of your legs. Breathe and melt here. And then walk it all the way back up. Reach the hands up to the sky. Lift out from that rib cage and forward fold and melt over these legs. Reach for those toes. Breathe and release here as much as you can. On each exhale, melt a little bit deeper. Scoop it up. 2 more, hands up to the sky. Reach out from that rib cage and exhale, forward fold. Big deep breaths. On your exhale, melt deeper. And scoop to lift it up. One more, hands up to the sky. Lift out from that rib cage and forward fold. Big deep breaths. Release and melt. And walk it all the way back up. Beautiful. I'm gonna have us do 5 of our full roll-ups, and then we'll do some other good ab work. So there's various different positions that you can be in for your roll-ups. I'm gonna start from easiest to hardest, okay? So for easiest, or level 1, sorry, I never wanna say easiest, they are all very, very challenging. Your legs can be the width of your mat, knees are bent. That will help take some pressure off your lower back and help with that core. Or level 2, legs are straight, still with distance of your mat. Level 3, hardest, legs are glued together like I saran wrapped you and duct taped your legs down to the mat. This way, if your core isn't working hard enough, you'll see because your toes will lift up and off. So whether you want to be width of your mat, knees bent, legs long, or legs long glued together, it's all up to you. I'm going to keep my legs nice and long, glued together. Our arms stay reaching out in front of us. And we're going to take a big inhale, exhale. Start with that C curve, same principles. Roll it down one vertebrae of your spine. Reach those hands up above your head. Big inhale, exhale. Reach those hands back up. Your eyesight looks at those hands, dives through those hands like a little magic circle and fall over to those legs. Bring it right back up, nice long spine. 4 more here. Exhale, scoop it down. Control, control, control. Reach those hands up and over. Inhale, exhale, scoop those hands up. Dive through those hands, over to those toes. And scoop to lift. Roll those shoulders back and down. And exhale, work through that core. Work through those quads. Reach those hands up above your head. Big inhale, exhale. Get that hands right in your eyesight and dive through those hands like a little magic circle. Right back up nice and tall. Let's do 2 more. Scoop it down. Reach those hands up above. Inhale, exhale. Dive through those hands over to those toes. Nice big stretch. Bring it up. Last one, we're going to stay down on this one. So scoop, 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 control. Reach those hands above your head. Stay here, reaching those hands above your head for 3 breath cycles. Just that way we get a nice big stretch in our abdominals. Big inhale and exhale to release. Big inhale and exhale to release. Last one, big inhale and exhale and melt. Beautiful. Bring those hands down by your sides, arms long and strong. We can inch our knees back into our little pyramid position here. We're imprinting that spine, no mouse house. This is going to be some good core work coming up to finish out. So first, I'm going to have us do our single straight leg. And so our knees are going to come to our tabletop position. Our arms are going to be involved. So you are going to do opposite hand to opposite knee. So I always start with my right because I'm right-handed. So I start with my right hand on my right knee, or my left hand on my right knee, right hand on my right ankle. So this is just going to be our principles, just reaching kind of in opposition so that way we get our core more. If you're like, oh my gosh, there's too many things to think about, I can't even remember where my arms are going, don't even worry about it. But it's good to try and wrap it all into one movement. That way we can get that flow nice and going. But regardless, let's start knees in tabletop position. Your head can be rested down, but if you want to make it harder for your core, your eyesight can be at your belly button. And so left hand, right knee
You are going to hug this leg, this right knee into your chest, left leg shoots long, and switch, like you're going through wet cement and these legs are just gliding against each other. Big deep breaths, opposite hand, opposite knee. This is a very good foundation building here, because once you get more advanced, we build and build on top of this. We just have 2 more. Feeling like you're going through wet cement. Last set, last side. Hug those knees in, rest that head down. I'm going to have us do that one more time, because always the first time for something new is like the trial run. Then the second round, we all got it. So it'll be so much better. And that way we'll be able to flow through it a little quicker, because I just want us to build and get used to this. So knees in your tabletop position. I sit up at your belly button if you wish. Left hand, right knee. Single straight leg. Glide those legs against each other. 9 more. That toe is always coming to that opposite knee. Feeling like you're going through wet cement. Drive that belly button down into your spine. Big deep breaths. 3 more sets. 2. Last set, last side. Hug those knees in. Rest that head down if your eyesight was up. 3 breath cycles here. Keep breathing here. You guys can relax, but I'm going to keep talking through our next one. This is our double leg extension. I think I mentioned this earlier. This is going to be the big one where we're reaching in opposition, and it's really going to get your core. So for this one, you can peek over at me. I'll just show you what I want it to look like. Your eyesight can be at your belly button if you wish. Hug those knees into your chest. Everything grows long in opposition. The arms circle around to hug the knees back in. So sometimes we want to circle them both, but those legs are going to stay glued together and just the arms are going to go around. So start your knees in your tabletop position. Eyesight at your belly button if you want. Hands on those knees, hugging it into your chest. Send it long in opposition, circle those arms, hug it in. And 9 more, hug it in. And 8, breathe through this. We're reaching in opposition, so we're making that core work more and more and more. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1, hug it in, rest that head down. Big deep breaths here to relax and melt. But again, we're gonna do that one again and over again. So we can lay the foundation for our trial run, and then our second round will be so much better. And that way we get double the core work, which is my favorite. So let's set it up again. Knees in our tabletop position, hands on those knees. Eyesight at your belly button if you wish. Hug those knees in, send it long, arms circle, wrap it in. 9 more. Lace up that rib cage. Breathe through this and take it at your own pace. I'm just going to count for 4 and 3. Beautiful. Keep breathing. 2 and 1. Hug it in. Rest that head down. Big deep breaths here. You guys keep breathing. We have 1 more round, and it's going to be the hardest as always. But we're going to finish out with our scissors. So we are going to, you can peek over at me. This is what I want it to look like. This is going to give us a big stretch. Now, I know a lot of us have tight hamstrings. We don't realize we have tight hamstrings until we try to do this. Then we're like, oh my gosh. So we want to be in our scissor. Now, this is mine. You can be here. Your hands can be on your hamstrings. Your knees can be bent a little bit. Switch, switch, switch. But the principle is to give those hamstrings a nice big stretch. So you listen to your body and take it at your own pace. We're just going to do 1 round of this because it is so ab intensive since our legs are reaching in opposition nice and long. So starting your knees in your tabletop position, eyesight at your belly button if you wish. Split those legs, grab on that leg wherever you can, and each time you're going to take an exhale, hug it in, and switch, and switch. You get that big stretch in those hamstrings. Nice long legs, and as always, your knees can be bent to compensate because this one is super hard. Hold that upper body stable. You're just working through those legs. 4, 5 more. 3, 2. Last set, last side. Hug those knees in. 2 breath cycles here. Breathe it out. Take a nice big inhale. Make sure your exhale is longer to calm your body. That one was a big one. That one's a fun one. Big inhale and exhale. And then let's take those hands, wrap them around on our hamstrings so we can rock and roll ourselves up. We are going to come back to our crisscross applesauce position where we were in the beginning of class. And you can have your pillow or your blanket supporting your glutes to maintain a nice long spine. Or you can go right back up against the wall to help maintain that. And let's take the backs of the hands onto the knees. And we are just going to breathe it out. So let's take a big inhale, scoop. And exhale to release. Big inhale to lift, lengthen through that spine. And exhale and melt. Roll those shoulders back and down. 2 more, scoop, big inhale. And exhale to release. Last one, big inhale. Prayer position those hands. Exhale those hands down to your heart center. Your eyes can blink closed and your head can tip down. With one last big inhale. And on your exhale, feel all the stress release out of your body. Open up those eyes, open up those hands. Give yourselves a clap. You guys did amazing. Thank you so much as always. I loved having you. And if you have any questions, you can send Sangeeta an email and she'll relay them to me and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I will look forward to seeing you guys all next week. And I hope you have a great weekend. Go outside, enjoy the nice, beautiful weather today. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.